Hello everyone, welcome back to Econ with Uday. I hope you are enjoying this UGC NET Economics course. In our previous lecture, we understood what economics is and explored its nature and scope and learned how economic thought has evolved over time. Now it's time to answer a very interesting question. Who actually decides what an economy should produce? Is it government? Is it private companies? Or both work together? Every country has its own way of answering these questions, and that's exactly what we are going to explore today. By the end of this lecture, you will be clearly understand capitalism, socialism, and mixed economy, along with why India follows mixed economic system. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Before we learn the theory, let's imagine a simple story. Imagine that there are three new islands discovered in the middle of the ocean. All three islands have the same people, same land and the same natural resources. But each island decides to organize its economy in a different ways. The first island gives complete freedom to the individuals to start a business and profits. And second island follows only the government to make all the economic decisions. The third island allows both the government and private companies to work together. Now here is the most important question for you. Which island do you think will become richer first? Which one will provide more equality? Keep this question in your mind because by the end of this lecture you will be there in the answer. Now let's understand why every country needs an economic system in the first place. Think about your own family. Every month there are many needs like food, education, electricity, healthcare, transportation and so much more. And for that, the family income is limited. So naturally you have to decide where the money should be spent first. The same idea applies to a country. No nation has unlimited land, unlimited money or unlimited natural resources. That means every country must decide how to use its scarce resources wisely. This is organized way to make economic decision is called an economic decision. In simple words, an economic system tells a country how to produce, distribute and use its resources to satisfy people's needs. Now that we know why an economic system is needed, let's look at the three main important questions that every economy must answer. The first question is what should be produced? Should a country invest more in hospitals, schools, roads or on smartphones? The second question is how should goods to be produced? Should production depend more on machines or more on laborers? Or combination of a both? And finally, for whom should goods to be produced? Who should receive these goods and services? Everyone equally or only those who can afford them? Think about the union budget. Every year, the government makes these kinds of decisions while allocating the resources. Different countries answer these three questions in different ways. That's why different economic systems exist. In next slide, let's begin with the first one, capitalism. Let's start with the first economic system. But instead of jumping straight to the definition, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that two shops selling almost the same product still don't get the same number of customers? Imagine two tea stalls outside a college. Both sell tea at the same prices. After a few days, one shop becomes cleaner, start accepting UPI payments, and even offers better services. Naturally, more students begin visiting the shop. The second shop now has only two choices, either improve or lose customers. The simple competition is the heart of capitalism. In a capitalist economy, people are free to start businesses, compete with each other, and earn profits. The better you serve your customers, the more successful your business becomes. Now let's understand how capitalism works in real life. Imagine you have a brilliant idea to open a small bakery. In a capitalist economy, you don't need government to tell you what type of cake to bake or how many customers you should serve. You decide your products, your prices and your business strategies. If your customers love your bakery, your business grows. If they don't, you need to make improvements. This is how the market rewards good ideas on better quality. Think about companies like Apple, Samsung and MI. Every year they launch new phones with better features. Why? Because they know customers have many choices. Competition forces business to innovate, improve quality, and offer best values. That's why capitalism often encourages innovation and economic growth. But remember, every system has its strength and its weakness too. So far, we have seen a system where individuals make economic decisions. Now let's explore a completely different approach. Imagine your school canteen. Instead of different vendors competing with each other, the principal decides everything. What food will be prepared, how much food will be made, what prices students will pay. Everyone follows the same plan. This gives us a simple idea of socialism. In a socialist economy, the government owns or controls major sources and make most economic decisions. The main goal is to not earn maximum profit, but to ensure ensure that everyone has access to basic needs like education, healthcare, and employment. Countries like Cuba have followed this mode by providing free education, healthcare through government planning. But just capitalism, socialism also has its own advantages and challenges. Let's understand those in the next slide. Now let's understand how a socialist economy actually works. In a socialist system, the government plays the central role in making economic decisions. Instead of business deciding what to produce, the government prepares a plan based on the needs of the society. For example, if a country needs more schools, hospitals, or affordable housing, the government can allocate them more resources to these sectors. The main objective is social welfare, not maximum profit. This helps inequality because basic services are made accessible to a large sector of the society. However, there is another side of this story. When business don't compete with each other, there is often less motivation to innovate or improve efficiency. So while socialism promotes equality, it may sometimes slow down economic growth and technological progress. This brings us an interesting question. Can we combine the strength of both capitalism and socialism? Let's find out how. Now imagine a system where government and private businesses work together instead of competing against each other. Sounds practical, right? This is exactly what a mixed economy. Let's take India as an example. While you travel by Indian Railways, you are using a government-owned services. But when you book a cab through Uber or Ola, you are using private company. Similarly, the government hospital provide affordable health care while private hospitals offer specialized medical services. Both services exist together because they serve different purposes. The government focus on public welfare while private businesses focus on innovation and efficiency. A mixed economy tries to combine the efficiency of capitalism with the social responsibility of socialism. That's why today most countries in the world, including India, follow some of the form of mixed economy. Now that we have understood all three economic systems, let's compare them in a simple way. In capitalism, individuals and private companies own most resources. The market decides what to produce and prices are largely determined by the demand and supply. In socialism, the government owns and controls major resources. Its primary goal is to ensure equality and provide basic services to everyone. A mixed economy stands somewhere in between. Here, both the government and private businesses plays an important role. Think of like a cricket team. You need strong batsmen to score runs, but you also need good bowlers to win matches. Similarly, an economy needs both private enterprises for growth and government supports for public welfare. That's why a balanced approach often works better than the following only one system. Now let's talk about India. After independence in 1947, India adopted a mixed economy, but the government had a much larger role. Many important industries like banking, insurance, railways and heavy industries were controlled by the public sector. However, in 1991, India introduced major economic reforms like liberalization, privatization and globalization, or simply the LPG reforms. These reforms encouraged private investments, increased competition and opened the Indian economy to the world. Today, India's economy is much more market-oriented. Private companies like Reliance, Infosys, and Tata drive innovation and create jobs, while the government contributes to provide essential services like defense, public infrastructure, education, and healthcare. This is the balance is what makes India a modern mixed economy. Before we end today's lecture, let's quickly revise what we have learned. We started by understanding why every country needs an economic system. Then we learned that every economy must answer three best questions: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. After that, we explored the three major economic systems. Capitalism gives more freedom to individuals and businesses. Socialism gives greater responsibility to the government with a focus of equality, and mixed economy combines the strength of both systems. If you remember these three ideas clearly, you have already understood one of the most important topics in introductory economics. So what is the biggest takeaway from today's lecture? There is no perfect economic system. Every country has its own history, resources, population, and development goals. That's why every country has to choose different approaches. Some gives more freedom to markets, some depend more on government plannings, and many like India try to maintain a balance between both. As an economic student, our job is not to decide which system is perfect, but to understand how each system works, why it exists, and why it performs well. And I hope today's lecture discussion helped you see economics not as a difficult theory, but as something that shapes our daily life. Thank you for joining this lecture. If you enjoy learning with me, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Econ with Uday. Your support motivates me to encourage and continue creating free, high-quality UGC NET Economic lectures for everyone. In next lecture, we will understand positive economics versus normative economics. Until then, keep learning, stay curious, and I will see you in the next lecture. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.